show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's a lot of days. In the leap year, we're actually here 366 days. So 365 on most years, 366 on some years. So actually, yeah, we don't miss a day. We don't miss a beat. But yeah, it feels like, I tweeted this out this morning. It feels almost like opening day when you have that 5-game card, where it's like nothing going on. Now you have a full card of games. The problem is that the lines on today's Major League Baseball games are just lousy, right? And there's just lots of big favorites. Unless you really see some dogs in there that you like, I don't, it just looks like tough sledding out there. But, it certainly looks to be a few shots in there. Of course, the NHL, half of the finals are set. The other half, well, it's not going to happen tonight. The other half will carry on regardless. Chris, I know. Well, we'll start with Brian. Brian got a text from Rod Zawacki when the Oilers were up in that game, and it looked like they were going to hold off elimination. They just weren't able to do it, and that's Rod had already said on the show that he kind of knew they weren't going to come back and stuff. But the sweep never feels good, but it doesn't mean anything for next year, and I think that. As far as I think, Edmonton will probably be better for it. Brian, what do you think?
I told him that since I didn't have a premium pick, I was going to root for him and the Edmonton Oilers. But what I really wanted to see was the under. And after the first period, I felt very confident. And then after the second period, I was kind of worried. And then my heart fell to my feet, and the scoring was just crazy. So that was what hurt me, the under in that game. Just I was confident after the first period, but that things fell apart fast.
Chris, you think we're going to see any rule changes in the future regarding the scoring in the NHL, that maybe it's gotten a little too high?
Probably not, if I'm being honest, mainly because
we appreciate your honesty, Chris. We don't like, if we want to see someone spew lies, believe me, there are plenty other sports handicapping shows out there that we can go to for that.
Fair enough. No, but this is what the NHL signed up for. I think they knew what they were doing when they made these rule changes, these equipment changes, and it's. Like I said, it's what they asked for. It maybe took a little bit longer to get there than we thought it would. But if anything, they may make changes for more goal scoring. I think I don't think the changes are done yet.
All right. Well, one of the things we have going on is a hockey game tonight in Tampa, where the Lightning have won 5 in a row at home. Both these teams have really nice home winning streaks going on, right? So, what do you think about this one? Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a massive game because all of a sudden it's either a best of 3 or, like you mentioned, New York goes back home up 3-1, where the home team has pretty much dominated over their playoffs so far. And I think it's going to be a 1-goal game, regardless of who wins this game. A lot of people thought that maybe that late third period goal for the Lightning in Game 3 was a bit of a backbreaker for the Rangers going into Game 4. The Rangers haven't budged all postseason. I don't expect it to start here. I think the Rangers are going to come out inspired. They could very well win this game, but like I said, I think it's a 1-goal game regardless of who gets the win here. So, give me the New York Rangers plus 1.5.
Yeah, for me, I agree with pretty much everything Chris said there previously. I just think I got hurt yesterday taking the under in the total. I think I'm going to be back on the under here because I think it's a must-win for both teams. Rangers, if they lose this game, they lose the chokehold that they have in the series. In Tampa Bay, if they lose the game, well, then they're down 3-1 headed to New York. So I just see this as, and you got 2 goaltenders here that are absolutely lights out. So I like the under 5.5.
After the joy of the Rangers, going up 2-0, to go back to New York 2-2, going to be a little sobering. I like the Lightning in this one. I think they cover the puck line, and everything that goes with it. I know nothing about hockey, but just going by the vibe. Just going on a vibe, you know? Sometimes you just got to go on the vibe. We don't need to be... you ever see, you ever hear these things? And I don't watch the show, but I always hear, I see it on, on Twitter when I'm just going on my own Twitter, stuff hits my feed, and I'm not even following these people, whatever. It's like, I got a 4%er, I got a 2%. What the hell does that even mean? Of your bankroll? Brian, is that what they're talking about when they say
4% of your bankroll? Yep.
Of your bankroll. So what if my bankroll's
you have your betting account, not
what if my bankroll's I don't know, 2.7 million. So 4% of that.
So you would carry 2.7 million in your betting account. That's a lot.
Depends how good yesterday was. It's
That's true.
Is that before the withdrawal or after the withdrawal? How does that exactly work? The percent,
I don't
because I don't think any of those guys bet at all. Personally,
I don't like percentages. I like to have a set amount, But and you don't believe in that. You go by your feelings for that day.
Yeah, I bet like a normal degenerate gambler does.
Because people, let's say I win 10 games in a row and I'm up a certain amount of money, some people will just increase their bet size and go crazy and then lose it all. After winning 10 straight games, you're going to give it all back in one or two. If you're on a set amount, there's only so much you can lose, and you're going to keep that
only
profit.
so much you can win. I think that I like to press my bets up a little bit, not after a day or two or whatever. I like to press my bets up, but I don't use that methodology. I bet all the games the same the first time through. And then I go through again. I say, I kind of like this one a little more, this one a little more, this one a little more, and I'll bet more. And sometimes, and I know this happens to everybody who bets, sometimes when you go through them that second time, it's like, uh-oh, I'm on the wrong team on this one. And you're trying to figure out if you can middle it. Oh, should I cancel? Should I try and bet the other side? And then it's like, every time you do that, I lose. It's like, I've had ones where it's like, I've had, in the NCAA tournament, I had one year Virginia Tech was playing Michigan State, and this was in, I don't know, it had to be 2006 or something, maybe even before then. It's probably, I think it was 2000, maybe 2006. I had Michigan State played Virginia Tech, and it's I bet on Michigan State laying the points, and then I bet on Virginia Tech money line on my second time through. This is even before I had the websites, and it was it ended up landing right in the middle. I lost both, So it's it happens, It's not the only time it's ever happened either. But it's I never understand that 4%, 5%, whatever. It's and what happened, Chris? You lose 5-6 games in a row. What do? You chase. Right? You just start chasing. That's what
yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
It's not good to chase.
Okay. Well, it happens. It happens. Yeah. I might say that parlays are bad bets. Doesn't mean I never bet them either. Anyways, what are you selling today, Brian?
Well, we got a W yesterday, and the other one got rained out, but 1-0 with the Reds. I'm going to try to keep it going with my Major League Baseball titanium play. That's my best bet. You can get that for $15 over at pickdogs.com, premium picks. There's 3 games that they absolutely love. 2 of them are dogs, 1 favorite. You can get my 3-pack also. It's my, I got a new name here today I'm debuting. It's my Square Dancing Tuesday 3-pack. You can get that for $50 at pickdogs.com. I forgot the name. It's a Square Dancing 3-pack.
Square Dancing.
Two words you do not want to hear around me. Anyways, I got my $15 pick-off play. Got back on track with it yesterday. Still got a winning record for those in June, and I also got an MLB triple play that I absolutely love. Tried to build on a 2-2 day yesterday. But another solid day today, so I got that triple play for $39.95, or like I said, the MLB pickoff play, my best bet of the day for $15 at Pick Dogs Premium.
I lost my $15 big play yesterday. Seattle Mariners have beaten me now 2 days in a row. That's just rough, and both in games that I should have won, but that's okay. I'm still way up on these $15 big plays, and I expect to start another winning streak today. I love my pick today, so Be sure to jump on it. Of course, use that discount code June10. Get 10% off on those premium picks. Anyways, let's get to Major League Baseball since everyone's requested it. We got the Guardians against the Rangers, and then the Guardians against the Rangers, and the Reds Diamondbacks, and the Marlins Nationals. So we're going to go Guardians Rangers squared for Brian. Then we're going to go Reds Diamondbacks and Marlins Nationals. Brian, what do you think?
Well, yesterday I really liked the over in the Rangers and Guardians game. I think I'm going to stick to my guns here. Even though that number's down slightly, I just think that's because the bullpen's got more rest. But I think Gray's good to give up a certain amount of runs. And Quantrill has pitched reasonably well for the Guardians. I see this game being a 9-10 total runs scored, and if it's the total's at 8.5, I think you got to go over. And then Arizona Diamondbacks and Cincinnati Reds. Gilbert has looked rough, but this is his shot here. He's got called back up. Arizona losers of 3 straight, I believe. I just think the Cincinnati Reds here with rookie Ashcraft on the mound is a little bit overpriced. He's been good, but I think the Diamondbacks take this one.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to stick with the Cincinnati Reds. It's hard for me to say that after they burned me on the weekend against the Washington Nationals, but Ashcraft's been legit, and it's hard to have, I'd say a couple first good starts when both of those games are at Great American Ballpark, and he's allowed just one earned run over 13 plus innings of work for the Reds in that ballpark. So Tyler Gilbert, I agree with Brian. This is his shot, but the problem is he hasn't been good from what I've seen. 5+ ERA in a small sample size this year. So I lean towards the Cincinnati Reds there. And I'm going to go with the Miami Marlins. Maybe money line, but if it's too juicy for you, I wouldn't be opposed to the run line. Edward Cabrera is just the next pitcher in that lineage for the Marlins of solid starters. Got Sandy Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, Edward Cabrera's next, and even Max Meyer may be a name to watch for the future. But for today, I got to go with the Marlins there in a big performance over the Washington Nationals.
Big performance. I like the Marlins there. I'm seeing mixed pitchers here because I see a Don listed for tomorrow as well there. So just going to keep an eye on that one, actually, because I'm not convinced that a Don is pitching there for the Marlins. I mean, for the Nationals. I show him tomorrow up against Alcantara as well. So it's one of those games, you could say to yourself, who in the hell knows, except for, the people in Washington. And who knows what kind of story we're going to get from them, what's true and what isn't.
It doesn't matter what Nationals pitcher gets trotted out there.
I'm showing Evan Lee.
Not going to be Nolan Ryan, so.
I'm showing Evan Lee. It could be Nolan Ryan. Could be.
Evan Lee, never heard of him.
Well, he was he went a couple starts ago. I think got beat up a little bit. He was supposed to be using a bullpen role the other night, but never ended up going.
So you're saying the Nationals pitcher got beat up, Chris? That's what you're trying to let us.
Breaking news! Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that game. That's what I'm gonna do. But better watch your Ashcraft. Anyways, we go to our next set of games, and it is the Orioles against the Cubs. Believe it or not, these two teams have the same record. It's so bad. We've got actually they don't have the same record. The Cubs have one loss less, but they have the same amount of wins, so they're a half game behind if you put them all stacked together. You got Jose Quintana, most likely to be traded. 7-3 the Pirates in their last 10, up against Brian's homeboy Tarek Skubal. And you got the Braves against the A's. Plus 205 on the Athletics today. Man, they are way better on the road than they are at home. 13-12 on the road, and they have, 7 wins at home? And a nice sourdough bread over there in the Bay Area. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, this might be a perfect card for some guys that love the -1.5 or -1s. For me, there are a few gems in here, but those -200 games I'm going to try to stay away. But as far as free picks go, it's hard to turn down the Oakland A's at +1.5 here. Cole Irvin, I wish Phillies would have kept him around. He's not a guy that's going to blow you away, but he can give you 6-7 strong innings. And I think the Oakland A's can hang with the Atlanta Braves and at least keep it within a run. And then I'll take the Baltimore Orioles, even with a horrible Bradish on the mound. I think Thompson might go 5 for the Cubbies, but once they put that bullpen in, I think it's going to be a shootout, and I'll take Baltimore on the money line.
I think that is an interesting game. Interesting series, really. It just as you get two top teams, like the Yankees Twins, you have this one that's kind of like, it's super competitive, right? I mean, these guys, both these teams are kind of.
Orioles are up and coming. They got a lot of prospects coming up from minors. I think
Cubs have a great minor league system. They really.
I think the Orioles are a team to watch the rest of the year. But.
Well, we've been watching them for quite a number of years. Unfortunately, watching them play some pretty bad baseball. The thing is, the Orioles are not like a cheap team either. It's not like they're afraid to spend. They have. I was looking at tomorrow's games, and it's like, man, the Orioles have been good for a long time now. They used to be, one of the best teams every year.
It's a shame John Means got hurt early on.
I don't think he makes the difference. I mean,
no, but he's a guy when he started took a look at the Orioles.
Chris has got his Keegan Thompson jersey on. What do you think of these games, Chris?
Gosh. I wouldn't go that far. I probably got a nacho stain on the Keegan Thompson jersey, but I think the best pitching matchup of the day is in that Detroit-Pittsburgh game, and I think that could be a time to maybe even take an alternate total down to maybe under 5.5. I think the under's the play there, and I'm with Brian. I like Oakland plus 1.5. I just think that this is a steep price for me. Kyle Wright, not a -238 pitcher, and Cole Irvin, he hasn't been all that bad this season. I think he hasn't allowed more than 3 runs in a start this year. So, give me Oakland plus 1.5. They already took one run line decision from Houston in Irvin's last start. They're 19-6 to the run line on the road this season. Yeah, I'm in. Give me Oakland plus 1.5.
That Orioles Cubs is just stay the hell away from there. I don't know. The Pirates always play the Tigers tough. Even when the Tigers were on top of the world, the Pirates always played them tough. And I don't know. That A's-Braves game, that just looks like you're walking right into it. It looks like you're going to step in it. Braves just 14.
I mean, I can't get you interested in the Braves at -1?
240. No, I would go to -245. 2.3%. I don't even understand that. Why don't you just bet like a normal person? You got 4 dimes on the, I don't know what the hell 2% is, but I got 4 dimes on this one, right? It's like, not on this game. I don't get it. Someone can explain this to me.
Well, you definitely need a calculator using the percentages because you got to do 2%.
Yeah, but what if you withdrew money from your account?
Well,
I guess you never win, so you're always just you never withdraw your winnings from your account.
A certain amount that once you go over it, you withdraw and take your winnings and
Well, if you're a professional bettor, right? If you bet professionally, like I do, right?
So you have a certain amount where you withdraw.
Well, at some point, I get a bill from American Express, and I get other bills from the electric company, and I got to pay for this crap. Where's that money coming from then? Where it's not from my good looks and charming personality. We know that. It's like, this is what I don't understand. It's like, right? It's like, how else am I supposed to pay for this stuff, right? Like, I have a light on me right here. I have electric that's running this. How else do you pay for stuff? Oh. Anyways, I don't know. That's what I don't get it. We got to find out the answer. The next time someone says that, I'm going to ask them, is that before or after the withdrawal? Because at the end of the month, regardless of what's going on, I got bills to pay. Maybe these guys don't pay bills. Or maybe their day job pays for the bill. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It's a good question. It's a good question. Turn that one over to Kyle Bradish for an answer. Anyways, Jeffrey Springs is pitching against Dakota Hudson. Tampa Bay. Got the Brewers against the Phillies. Not playing the Angels today. And then you got the Twinkies up against the Yankees. A battle of first-place teams. Brian.
Who's pitching for the Twinkies? That's what I know. Is it still TBD?
TBD.
All right, well, let's go with something I know who's pitching in this one. The Milwaukee Brewers and Philadelphia Phillies. Jason Alexander, that's a nice name. Everybody likes George from Seinfeld. But as far as pitchers go in the big leagues, Alexander is a lifetime minor leaguer. I think he's 29 years old. And if you look up his stats, he's not a very good minor leaguer. And Ranger Suarez is having a down year off of last year. But the Phillies, I think firing Girardi was their gave them their spinach. I think they got a definite rise. They got young players playing good. I'm in on the Phillies today. I think they take care of Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Cardinals at plus 140 here. I like Jeffrey Springs, but I liked him a lot better around minus 140 or minus 135. I think I saw him at one point, but minus 161, a bit much for me. The Cardinals still have a solid batting order from top to bottom, and I think they're playing the better baseball over their last 10 games. So I think they can steal one from the Rays in that one. And I do lean towards the Brewers. I just think they're been rock solid at home. Not my strongest play on the board, but I do lean towards the Brewers in that one.
Go to Hudson. I gave out on the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. Under 3.5 strikeout prop is straight money on Dakota Hudson. So weird. I gave out 2 strikeout props on today's 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. I'm trying to mix in player props with games because soon we're only going to have baseball, right? So it's like I'm going to have props and other types of bets than just. You done?
Clear his throat.
Oh, sorry. I thought I muted my mic. Sorry.
It's okay. We like hearing phlegm while I'm speaking. Anyways, it's like Ruffalo's. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like I've been interrupted by Ruffalo's phlegm. Anyways, I thought it was pretty interesting that the strikeout prop showed that Alek Manoah under 5.5 strikeouts and Dakota Hudson under 3.5 strikeouts were straight money. Crazy, because you would never think that about those two guys, but it has been. I think Jeffrey Springs is overrated, man. I think he is. I like the Cardinals here.
Overrated? I think he's underrated.
I think he's
you don't
overrated.
See.
Minus 161, he's underrated.
It didn't open up at that. That line has moved to that.
No, but that's where he's been every start. Let's look at his starts. Let's look at it.
He's a guy that goes 5 strong innings. He doesn't go deep. And then you got the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, who's long-term, and they've been strong, the bullpen. And Dakota Hudson, I think he's pitching well above his stat line. He's due for regression.
Well, you had your choice. You had your chance. It was my turn. It was my turn. It was my turn.
You're usually a Tampa Bay Rays guy, and Springs is one of those guys. He's just not.
I think this is another one of those series that you could easily stay away from. I mean, there's no reason to be anywhere near this thing because both these teams are fully capable of winning in what looks to be a tight game. Of course, I got into it with the Miami Dolphins yesterday. They sent me a thing saying that I could get 4 tickets on the 50-yard line. I got a new representative. And then I'd say, okay, I'll take them. Right? Because I was just going to take them, put them on Ticketmaster or whatever. And they say, well, they're gone. I'm like, well, why'd you send it to me saying that I could get them? I'm like, you jerk. You think St. Louis Cardinal fans get these kind of emails? It's like, no way. It's like, that's why I haven't been to a Super Bowl in 40 years. Because guys clearly just don't even understand it from the bottom of the organization to the top. Pathetic, man. Sad. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year either. They got spend all you want. It's like you can't figure out your parking plan, man. It's like it starts there, right? The basics, the foundation of the organization. It all comes from the top, it builds from the bottom.
No, you shouldn't worry about parking. Just take a car service to the game.
Anyways, Ragnar Suarez stinks. There, I said it. Oh, he stinks.
He doesn't stink.
He
so
stinks.
Jason Alexander.
It's not your turn. And what it is that Suarez is in full regression mode here this entire season. And I think on top of that, with his 4.69 ERA coming into this thing, only 48 innings of work. And look at all the starts he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starts, 48 innings of work. That means he can't even go 5 innings, 4.1, 4.13 in his last 3 starts. He is a mess. Or the word of the last 2 to 3 years, we'll call it the hot mess. Okay. And he is really part of the problem. Now, the Phillies looked really good when they were playing the Angels, who were on a 12-game losing streak. And yeah, the Phillies were part of that losing streak for them, to add to that. But at the same time, the Milwaukee Brewers are a team that's a playoff regular. I mean, these are just guys that are in the playoffs every single year. As a matter of fact, the last 10 years, they've been in the playoffs more than anybody. You got the overachievers versus the underachievers, the haves versus have-nots, the cans versus can'ts. And Jason Alexander of Seinfeld fame. Costanza.
You know what his numbers are over 4 seasons in AAA baseball, Jason Alexander? A 5.60 ERA.
Thankfully for the Brewers, he's not pitching in AAA today. Anyways, we move on to the next set of games. And we move on to the next set of games here. We've got the... I also like the Twins. Dude has a bad case of verbal abuse. Wow. Dude has a bad case of being a coward, douchebag. Perfect touch, lawn care. Oh, you know who this is? This is that guy. Oh, God. I know exactly who this guy is. So this guy sends me these emails, right? He's like, thinks he's like this. Oh, what a joke this guy is. Oh, man, I have to find his name, and we'll show his house and everything, whatever. This guy's a jerk. This guy sends me these emails. I mean, what a loser this guy is. Perfect touch, car and lawn care. Oh, my God, we got to find him because he sent me, like, all these emails. Like, you can't identify me or whatever. It's like, I've been running websites for, longer than anybody. I believe I can find you, pretty easily. Anyways, White Sox, Dodgers. We got the Astros, Mariners, Angels, Red Sox. Brian?
Yeah, for me, this is my Johnny Square special. I'm going to take the Houston Astros minus 2.5 here, plus 128. I know Verlander lost Flexen last time out, but I think this is a revenge spot for Verlander. I think he bounces back against the Mariners, who have been red hot. For me, I think Houston blows them out here. And then Angels, they burnt me yesterday on a free pick. I'm going to back them again today. Reed Detmers had that no-hitter, but he's been subpar all season. But Whitlock, I think teams are starting to figure him out. Angels are starting to get desperate. I think Angels get it done here. Just as lean on
Brian, did I verbally abuse you?
Just not today.
No, but did I? I mean, I'm because if I am, I don't see it, so I'm just trying to maybe I need to work on something because, I mean,
no, not yet.
I'm missing because I'm missing it, I'm missing it. I'm seriously offended by this loser. Anyways, we're gonna out him. Anyways, Chris.
Yeah, for me in these games, I like the Chicago White Sox. I think when you see a Dodger line around minus 125 against a White Sox team that's had their ups and downs, like you kind of got to pay attention. Michael Kopech, I was at that last start of his where he struggled against Toronto, and I think that was kind of just a blip. I think Kopech gets back on track here, and I'm just not a Mitch White fan, so I'm gonna go with the White Sox in that one. I can't believe we're gonna do this. I'm gonna take the Mariners plus the 1.5. I know Verlander wants revenge, but sometimes maybe a guy just has your number. I think that could be Chris Flexen and the Mariners. I think they can keep this one close, if not win it outright. Last time I was on Verlander, the Astros had it and then blew it bottom of the ninth. So I think they're going to take a shot with the plus 1.5 with Seattle there. And I'm going to take the Boston Red Sox. I'm seeing Reed Detmers as the starter for the Angels. I don't see him as the guy to snap this losing streak. Garrett Whitlock has been serviceable for the Red Sox this year, and the Red Sox played their better baseball on the road as it is. So give me the Red Sox in that one.
The Astros and the Mariners. Last night's game was, it had the fight. It had everything, right? So I think tonight should be interesting to see how close they call it. I also think the Angels break out of it. I think Whitlock, the Angels are a better team than this. They're just a better team than this. They're not going to keep losing forever, and we're just going to get a ton of value on them is what's going to happen. Anyways, we go to our next set of games. It's the Royals and the Blue Jays. It's the Giants and the Rockies, and the Padres and the Mets. Brian?
This is the final games on the card, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to start out with another -2.5 here. I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays -2.5 here. Alek Manoah, 6-1, 1.98 ERA. Brad Keller's given up 10 runs over his last 10 innings pitched, and these aren't the games I'm betting the house on, but I think the Jays can beat them by 3 runs at least today. I think Toronto hits the ball well. And then Colorado, San Francisco. Really, I'm not going to say the whole world's on San Francisco here, but there's not very many reasons to take Colorado with Herman Marquez on the mound. He's given up a ton of runs. And Rodon, only that one bad start, he gave up 8 runs. But I'm just going to play the opposite here and take Colorado +1.5 here. I think Giants win it by a run.
Yeah, this for me is the -2.5 slot. I'm going to take Toronto -2.5. I think Manoah's just been outstanding. And Brad Keller, I do like his stuff, and I think he's capable of pitching very well on any given night. He's been struggling lately, and he's got an ERA in the high, I believe it's high 6s or low 7s across his last 5 starts, where the Royals are 0-5. The way Toronto swung the bat last night, winning 8-0 in a less favorable pitching matchup. Got to go with Toronto -2.5 here, and I'm going to go with the Giants -2.5, as well as the Giants team total over. I think they could even get over the full game total on their own. Herman Marquez has been a dumpster fire, and as bad as his ERA is at Coors, around 6.60. It's actually worse on the road this season. I can see the Giants offense waking up here and teeing off on the Rockies here. So give me the Giants across the board in that one.
I like the Colorado Rockies in this one too. I like them big. I just think that the Giants have struggled in the favorite role against teams in their division. In spots like this has been pretty much a death trap for them. So Rockies +195, getting on them. Lean to the Mets over the Padres, and I don't know, this Blue Jays Royals game. It's like, who cares? It's like -200 odds again. In another game. So I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, go to the parlays. Brian?
For my parlay, I'm going to take the under in the Tampa Bay Lightning New York Rangers, combine it up with the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line, and the Colorado Rockies +1.5.
How many percent is that one?
I would say it's a 4%er.
Chris?
I'm going to go with the Oakland A's +1.5, the Miami Marlins -1.5, and the Boston Red Sox on the money line.
I'm going to take the I'm going to take the over in the Orioles Cubs. I'm going to take the under in the Cardinals Rays, and the under in the Astros Mariners. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll do the VIP show right after this. Make it a winning day.